Hello, my name's Pat Mullins and I'm going to introduce you to Autodesk's 360 web service Green Building Studio. This is the second of two demonstrations. This one is going to concentrate more on design alternatives. So in our previous demonstration we used the web service to create an analysis. This time we're going to alter some of the variables and see what impact that has on our analysis. So let's run through the typical workflow. So previously we created spaces while we were using Revit. We exported a GBXML file. We logged on to the web service Autodesk 360. We had access to the Green Building Studio. We created a new project. We set up the project defaults, the utility information, and then we uploaded the GBXML file. We ran the analysis and then viewed the results. Now what we're going to do is to create some design alternatives. So this is a process whereby we alter some of the variables, some of the parameters, and see what impact that has on our final result. So, okay, let's run through that. So this is where we left off on our previous demonstration. We'd run the analysis and we had some results. So now we're going to create the design alternatives. This is the interface that's presented with us. So what I want to do now is to create an alternative. This is for alternative lighting. So let's change some of the parameters. Here we come to lighting. Okay, so now we have a different lighting setup and we'll add that alternative. And that's been added for us. Let's do another one. This will be alternative lighting and a roof design. So this time, again, we'll go back to lighting. Change the parameters, but in addition this time we'll go into the roof and use a different roof construction and then add that alternative. So now we have two different alternatives. What we can now do is ask the software, the web service, to process those. We can run those alternatives, and as you can see here we get an alternative, an indication that the alternatives are being processed. So they're both being run at the same time. One's finished and then the second is finished, so nice and quick. To be able to compare these alternatives, we have the process whereby we can create what's called a dashboard. So the process of creating a dashboard is to select our design alternatives and to add them to that dashboard. So we give the dashboard a name. And then we create that. And then we then see that we have the same information being portrayed in two different ways. Here graphically, so the black triangle is the original base run, and then the white triangle are the two alternatives. And immediately I can see that just by changing the lighting we haven't made much of an impact, but by changing the lighting and the roof we can see that there's quite a large difference. If we look at that same information in a different form, here in a list view, we can see this was the overall cost of the original design, and then by changing the lighting, it's in this case slightly more expensive. And then if we look at the lighting and the roof design, we can see that it's actually cheaper. We can see the impact that has on the fuel and the energy costs, the electric, and then ultimately the carbon footprint. So by experimenting with these parameters, you can load these into a dashboard and then compare the results visually or either in the form of a list. So very useful, very easy to use.